Welcome to my first video. I've had many years of enjoying a hobby that for a while I thought I was quite good at, but I've recently had cause to re-examine my hobby and see whether or not I've actually been doing what I've been claiming to do, which is tabletop role playing games. I was introduced to tabletop role playing games by a good friend in university several years ago, and since then it's been my drug of choice. I love it, but I've recently had time to reflect on what actually role playing is. I've fallen down the rabbit hole, as it were, and have now started to question whether or not what I've been doing is actually role playing, or is it just something else, an analog video game, a complicated board game. Is it actually role playing? And I thought that this would be a good opportunity for me to explore a question that was recently asked on another YouTuber's channel, Black Lodge Gaming. Had the question that whether or not it's even possible, once you are so far along and ingrained in a certain style of asking questions out of character and all the other things, is it even possible to reform a player? Is it possible to turn a game around? I want to explore this. So what I'm going to be doing on this channel is looking at my own experience as I try to refocus into something that's perhaps often overlooked, actual role playing. And I'm going to be sharing my experiences with my group, and I've been inflicting this epiphany that I've had on them, and I'd like to explore. Is it possible? I want to answer that question. Is it actually possible to teach those that have been playing Dungeons and Dragons or other similar type role playing games for so long, but doing it in a way that really is not so much role play as it is just playing a board game or an adventure game? Can we be better? Is it possible to change? I'd like to believe that it is. I've don't have any evidence for that yet. I am interested in improving the situation that I find myself in. And we have had a group of gamers. These are generally more mature gamers in an environment where we don't have a lot of players to choose from, and we've had a lot of fun, but I wonder if we've left a lot on the table. I suspect we have. I'm not a professional broadcaster. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm willing to put it out there, and show some of our attempts to try to focus on staying as role players, like actually doing what we claim to do. And this is something that Shauner has pointed out, is that a lot of people claim to role play but don't actually role play. As I've reflected on those comments, and I appreciate his insights, I've taken a chance to look at my own practice as the guy running the game. What am I encouraging? How do I interact with the players? Am I simply just playing the mainframe, as he rightfully points out? And I've watched a lot of actual plays now, and I see myself more than anything in those plays. But I can see now that there's something more. There's an experience that's more rewarding, that's available. So that's what we're going to do. I'll be uploading my comments and how things have gone, what we've tried, what's worked, and what's been dismal failures. I've talked to a few of my players, the ones that I have online, and they've been very gracious to allow me to put their actual plays up and see how it goes. I don't expect that this will have much in the way of reach, and it's not really the point anyway. It's more an opportunity for me to re-examine how I experience this hobby, which I've loved so much and find so much enjoyment in. I hope that the answer is in the affirmative, that we can take players that are used to perhaps an adventure game style and turn them into role players. I hope so. But we'll explore it and we'll see what happens. I'll be sharing some of the resources that I've used in the past that have moved me a little further towards a role player rather than just a mother may I type thing. That hat tip to Abe at talking about games, as he so rightfully puts. It's this: do I just sit there and answer out of character questions the whole time? They're searching, players just searching for the right question to win the game, or are we doing more than that? So that's the purpose of this. It'll be an interesting experiment, and I hope one that will perhaps reach someone else that, like me, is coming to a realization that there's more to this hobby. There's something much more rewarding lying under the surface of kind of the superficial enjoyment of essentially a board game. Nothing against board games. I like board games, but there's something much more profound. I don't know. Profound is still a game. It's still a hobby. But there's something different about actually being immersed. And that immersive style is what I think results in the most lasting impressions. Those memories of sessions where you look back after years and say, do you remember that time where this happened? And I think that's what I want. I want something like that. I don't want just a superficial, or it's not even superficial. I'm not sure. I don't have a script, obviously. And I don't intend on writing scripts. I might ramble a little bit. Please forgive me. This is it's more for me to look back and as maybe a bit of a video diary of my experiences trying to improve and become better at something that I do really enjoy. So hopefully you'll come back for some future video, and hopefully I'll be able to keep with this and show that it is in fact possible to teach people how to role play. Hopefully in short order, like Shaunar has suggested, half an hour. But for those of us with bad habits, it's probably going to take a little more to unlearn things that we've fallen into, either out of laziness or just because we didn't really know what we were doing. Anyway, it'll be a journey. We'll see where it goes. Thanks for watching.